Hi everyone, it's Stephen here. I'm going to cover how to find and build your own team of advisors in America as a foreigner so that you can build your own US-based property portfolio from anywhere in the world. The core team that you'll need is made up of 5 professions. These are called a realtor, an accountant, attorney, a property manager, and an insurance agent. Plus, the one thing that you're going to need to make communication a whole lot easier when you're a foreigner. So let's start with how to find a realtor, which we call an estate agent here in the UK. Finding realtors is quite easy to do, but there's a challenge with the time zone, the method of communication, and their ability to be available for when we need them. The best way to find realtors is to look on the websites Realtor.com and Zillow.com. My personal preference is Zillow, as the reviews are a lot more comprehensive on there. So as an example, let's take this realtor Tyler Tapney. He's in Memphis and he's available on Realtor.com and Zillow.com. But we can see that when we're looking at his profile on Zillow, there's a lot more comprehensive reviews, and therefore we can make a more informed decision before we decide to reach out to them. The description is a key area to look in when you're looking at different realtors, and we can see when we look at Tyler's, he says he works with foreign investors and he has a lot of experience with residential and commercial property. As we scroll down, we can see how many listings he has for sale, how many sold recently, and then read the reviews that those people have left for him. I wish this type of information existed in the UK when you have to pick estate agents, but in the US, this is amazing information to help you decide which realtor would fit your particular needs as a foreign investor. As another piece of due diligence, we always use Google. You can put Tyler Tapney's name into Google and see what comes up from it. We see he's got Facebook reviews, he's got Rate My Agent reviews, he's even got YouTube videos that he's been involved in. You can then read this information before reaching out to decide if he's a good fit for you. And obviously if there's some things that resonate with you, go and reach out to the realtor. And this just gives you an extra level of due diligence before you just blindly emailing people to help you out. So these are the key things that you want to be asking a realtor when you're comparing different ones. How well do they know the area that you want to be buying a property in? Have they worked with foreign investors before in different time zones? What's their method of communication with foreign investors? Do they use phone? Are they calling people up? Are they using SMSs, text messages as we call them here? They call them SMSs in the US, so you need to use that phraseology when you're communicating. So if you just say text or texting, they might not understand what you're talking about. What information are they going to provide you about the property? Are they going to be providing you pictures, videos, walkthroughs of the property, tours, personal to you? Will they be giving you some kind of condition report where they'll be telling you the amount of rehab that needs to be done, like for refurbishment, as we call it in the UK? What does it need to get it rent ready for a tenant? Now, realtors should be able to tell you this type of thing because they're dealing with properties all the time. They know from an investment point of view what you need, and they know the type of property that would be ideal for tenants as well. So you want to leverage their expertise and lean into that as well as what you know, and together you can become quite an effective team with finding the right type of properties to meet the right type of tenants. Have they worked with other foreign investors from the same country as yourself? Because this will help with like time zone, language barriers, anything like that, so that they'll know your phraseology and be able to map it to what they use, the terms that they use. And you want to be asking them, how did that work out? So they can tell you, did those people buy through them, or have they never actually bought a property with that type of investor yet? They've just been dealing with them and then they've gone cold. There's no charge when you're working with a realtor because they get paid based on the property transaction. They get a commission split with the seller's broker and your broker being the buyer's broker when you're buying a property. And it's normally a 6% based on the purchase price, and they split that 3% each normally. Answers to all these types of questions are going to help you compare different realtors together, but it all comes down to communication at the end of the day. How you feel that their communication style works for you. Are they available? Being available to communicate is the critical thing. It would be great to just SMS them and they're available and they respond within the hour. That kind of thing's great. You email them, you get a response that day. That's the kind of thing you want to be looking for. You may want a US attorney to act for you when you're purchasing a property, or even to set up your LLC and apply for an EIN. A US attorney can be found by asking for recommendations from your realtor, because realtors are dealing with property transactions all the time and attorneys all the time through those property transactions. They should be able to make some recommendations of attorneys that work in the local area where you're buying property that have been working well with them. You can also use a website called justia.com, and this is a searchable website where you can find attorneys based on the area of expertise and the state that they operate in. It's important to pick an attorney in the state that you're buying the property in and where your business entity has been set up. There's an extra bit of due diligence on an attorney. You want to check that there's no issues with them, and you can do a quick Google search with this and you put in attorney disciplinary matters and then the state. For example, if we put in attorney disciplinary matters and then put Memphis in, we'd get back this website. And this way you can make sure the lawyer you've chosen has not been the subject of any disciplinary actions, because they can still be operating but have these disciplinary actions against them and you'd never know it. It may be that you need to reach out specifically to the state that deals with those disciplinary actions. If the online system doesn't enable you to do a search on it, it's a simple call to them or an email to them, give them the name of the attorney and just see if there's anything on their registers against the disciplinary actions. You want to make sure that the attorney has experience in real estate law if you're using them for property transactions and not just for creating an LLC or an EIN. But you can use an attorney or a title company for a property transaction. It's cheaper to use a title company, and you can even use the same title company as the seller when you're doing a property transaction, and your realtor will be able to give you all of this information. Once you've made an offer and it's been accepted, you'll understand who the title company is that's representing the seller. So an attorney will give you a fixed price for dealing with your property transaction. You should be able to agree that with them before you engage them. And then you can just compare different ones based on the fee and how well they communicate and what they say they're going to do and maybe their experience. A property manager is a key part of your team and probably the most important part of your team as a foreign investor in America. They're going to be responsible for managing all of your properties when you buy them. They're going to be responsible for looking after the tenants, organising the leases for them, managing any rehab that needs to be done, organising any evictions if evictions have to be done, collecting rent and late payment notices, and making sure that you're compliant to any obligations with being a landlord in that state and also any tenant obligations that you have to do. And when it comes to rehabbing a property, they've already got contacts for all of that type of stuff. They'll just get quotes, or they may have their own internal team that deal with that type of stuff up to a certain level of rehab. As in, it's not going to be for roofs, electrics and plumbing and things like that, but for painting, decorating, landscaping, rubbish removal, they've got that probably in-house. You'll get quotes for this type of thing, and they may have a centralized portal where you can go and log in and look at it, or they might just send you stuff via email with a PDF attachment of what the work is, with the cost and your authority to proceed. They should be able to tell you when you get paid, and it will be based on when they collect their rent, which is normally on the first of the month. They'll probably do a couple of payment runs in the month, and there's going to be a certain amount of reserve funds that they'll keep. So if little things come up about property, it might be like $300 per property, something like that, that they'll keep so that they can just fix issues as they come up. And it'll be like, if there's anything above that amount, it'll need your approval for one big ticket item. The best way to find property managers is again through Realtors, and that's exactly what I did when I was looking for property managers in Memphis. This was where I invested. If you're interested in that story, go and watch video 1 in this series where I talk about Memphis and the properties that I bought there. And my realtor was able to find me a very good property manager that looks after everything, and I just did the authorizations via email via the central portal. And they give you all the reports, end of year reports, reports that you need for your tax returns and things like that you just give to your accountant. The accountant does all the rest of that to submit your tax return at the end of the year. But one word of caution, not all property managers will take on all types of properties. So if you're buying cheap old properties in America that only attract a certain type of tenant, not all property managers are going to be wanting to deal with those types of tenants and collect their rent. So you need to bear this in mind when you're interviewing property managers. You need to be talking about where your property is going to be located, what type of tenants they're going to be, because there's different types of tenants, as in some housing authority tenants, Section 8 tenants, and then there's private tenants that aren't getting any government grant or anything like that that subsidises their tenancy. You want to be finding a property manager that already has experience dealing with foreign investors, ideally from the same country as you, but that's not a big deal. The key thing is they understand the time zone difference, how to communicate, what your wants and needs are going to be, because you're not there on the ground. They should be providing you photos and videos, evidence of work done before and after, so you can clearly see that work has been done and you can then okay to pay it. To find a good property manager though, you want to be doing it while you're in the US. It's very hard to do remotely. You're going to be going to the US anyway to set up your bank account, doing due diligence on the area and the properties. At that point, you also want to be talking to property managers, interviewing different property managers. This way, when you're on the ground, you'll be able to build up some rapport with the property manager, find out who the key people are that you'll be dealing with, and sign any paperwork that you need to put your properties with them, or to say that yes, you'll work with them going forward, and understand their fees. So the fees for property managers are 10% of the rent collected ongoing. When they find a new tenant, they typically will charge you the first month's rent, and the same for if they release it, they'll charge you the first month's rent again. But all of that stuff can vary based on the property manager, the property, the location, so you need to be asking those types of questions when you're interviewing your property manager. But communication, again, is critical for any foreign investors. We want to be able to send an email, make a phone call, send a text message, and get a response in a reasonable amount of time. It doesn't have to be instant, because we shouldn't be expecting people to respond straight away. We should have enough foresight to be able to plan what we want to communicate, but we want them to at least respond within 24 hours. And if you find that they're not doing this, it might be time that you need to start looking for a different property manager. You'll need a CPA, which is a certified public accountant, to help you file your taxes to the IRS every year. Now, the tax system works from January to December in the US, so you file your taxes from January onwards. Finding an accountant, again, is best from recommendations. So part of your team now that you're built up, you might be able to ask any one of those about who do they recommend as a good accountant. For me, when I was looking, I got mine from the property manager, but your attorney equally would be able to tell you some good accountants in the local area. Look for a CPA that has knowledge specifically in real estate, as in they understand foreign investors, they deal with real estate transactions all the time, because there's certain things that they need to be mindful of, especially as a foreign investor investing in US property, because there's withholding tax and things like this which comes about when you sell a property, and they'll be able to advise you the best way to do that to minimize your tax obligations. All CPAs are licensed, and they have a license number, and you can take that license number and do a lookup on it, and a CPA lookup, and then the state name on Google, and put in the license number, and it should tell you if that license is still active and that they're still qualified to do accountancy. When you own property, you want to get it insured, and an insurance agent is critical to be able to do this for you with ease. Now, a good insurance agent is someone that will communicate via email. They'll just get quotes for you, send those quotes as PDF to you, and you can then authorize which one you want to go with. There's loads of different insurance agents out there. Again, you want to get recommendations from within your team that you've already built up now as to a good insurance agent. Property manager would be able to recommend some. Your realtor would also probably be able to recommend some. You want one that specializes in homeowner insurance though. There's different insurance agents for all sorts of different stuff in the US, so you want to look for ones that's specific to homeowners insurance. You can get quotes initially from all sorts of different insurance agents and brokers, as they might be known, but once you pick one, I would just stick with one, because you don't want to keep getting loads of quotes all the time. Once you find one that works well, gets you a good deal, is consistent, knows how to work with you, can operate via email, I generally just stick with the same one. Now, I said there's one thing that's going to make communication a whole lot easier, and that one thing is an app called Talkatone. Now, with this Talkatone app, you get a free US number, and you can make unlimited calls to the US and SMS text messages to the US with this app. The Talkatone app is totally free. You can just download it on your phone and use it, and you can call like the bank, your realtors, send them text messages, and you'll get text messages back. Works perfectly fine. Deciding to invest in US property as a foreigner is a bit risky for some people, because it puts them outside of their comfort zone. It's a lot easier to invest in a location that you're already familiar with and that you can drive to it, and that makes you feel a lot better. But for me, investing in the US was one of the best decisions I ever did in my property investment journey, and I don't regret a single day of the hassles and the aggravation and the risks that I had with doing it. It's not for everyone. There is risk, there is aggravation, but I think no more than the risk and the aggravation you get in your own local country that you're investing in property. The reward though has to be worth the risk, and by building up a reliable professional team of advisors on the ground, this will help minimize your risk and maximize your return on investment. So thanks very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.